I'm Nicole Campbell, and I'm very excited to be sharing the stage with these wonderful professionals here today, and to be able to share with all of you what we've experienced in the office market the past year, plus the great office glow-up we expect in the coming year. When the shutdown happened in 2020, like most office brokers, I panicked. I don't know that any of us in the office world could have predicted in that moment that things would be okay. The office exodus caused by the pandemic and the ensuing work from home, hybrid work experiments, plus more recent events like the war in Ukraine, continued logistic and labor pressures, and staggering inflation that have negatively influenced other areas of the country, have not had as much of an impact here. Because, as you know, our local economy is insulated by defense spending, tourism, and the port. Plus, our office inventory is not growing, and that has also helped our market remain stable. We ended 2022 at about 7.5% vacancy in Hampton Roads, while the national average was 12.5%. And our asking rent was up slightly to an average of $21 per square foot full service across all building classes and submarkets. This increase in rents, although minimal, was an important bump for office landlords who has historically seen rents remain flat. While those numbers look good overall, lease-up times have taken longer, with only a 50% probability of leasing space within 7 months of being on the market. And construction costs continue to impact the local office market, forcing a trend more usually seen in the retail sector. Tenants may have to participate in build-out costs. They may need to bring their own funds. They may need to commit to 7 to 10-year leases when they would prefer 3 to 5. They may need to amortize a portion of their build-out costs over their base rents, or in most cases, some combination of all of those scenarios. This has been an area of disconnect because a lot of tenants believe that landlords are desperate and they're handing out incentives like Oprah giving away free gifts to her studio audience. You get free rent, and you get free rent. It's usually not happening like that. In worst case, tenants have been priced out of spaces and unable to lease because they could not afford to make improvements, and landlords were no longer willing to foot the entire bill. Availability has also stayed low because we've experienced a severe lack of new construction. Only 20,000 square feet of new product was delivered in 2022, and only 80,000 square feet has been under construction, and that's at Tech Center Building 2 in Newport News, and that's due to be delivered this spring. Asking rents for this project are $29 per square foot full service, which is impressive, but they aren't doing new deals because they're still working on developing a strategic plan for the park. And institutional and private investors have been active in our market over the past few years, but that drive is starting to slow somewhat because of the interest rates, and office product isn't as desirable anymore. Although well-positioned properties, especially medical office, have continued to trade at impressive numbers. For example, Montecito Medical Real Estate purchased a 1-year-old built-to-suit single-tenant surgical center in Norfolk for more than $450 per square foot in September 2022. And other large sales last year were led by Seminole Trail Properties, which continued to add to their Hampton Roads office portfolio by purchasing 2 buildings totaling 213,961 square feet for $24 million and a 98,852 square foot building for $15.5 million. The 25-year-old company based in Charlottesville, who got its start in the multifamily investment space, now owns approximately 600,000 square feet of office space in Virginia Beach and Chesapeake. And as far as the leasing side of things, leasing activity has been slow, but positive, as businesses continue to right-size and move within the market. And that's evidenced by some sizable new leases and renewals. The largest new lease was executed by Unified Women's Healthcare, which is the biggest physician-owned OBGYN practice network in the nation. They leased a 42,144 square foot building in Norfolk so that the local practices that were already under their umbrella could all relocate and now be under one roof. And Avalon Bay Communities Call Center opted for a short-term renewal and continues to occupy 38,711 square feet in Virginia Beach for the time being. And Portfolio Recovery Associates relocated from Newport News to sign a lease in Hampton for 33,460 square feet And they're said to have chosen this location because it offered better interstate access and an opportunity to design a new workplace to attract and retain employees. I want you guys to remember that last part. Also noteworthy is that according to CoStar, of the 614 new leases and renewals signed in 2022, an overwhelming majority, 86% of those were for less than 5,000 square feet. And of that 86%, the average lease size was only 1,800 square feet. So that's where we've been, and here's where we're going. We're anticipating that the Hampton Roads office market will experience the great office glow-up moving into the next 12 to 24 months. So for those of you who've not heard of the term glow-up, here's an example of an office building lobby that went from drab to fab. Essentially, glow-up is a term used to describe a major, impressive transformation. And a great glow-up is what we expect in our office market as some old buildings come down and others are refreshed and renovated to attract tenants. So why is that important? Well, a recent LinkedIn Workforce Confidence Index found that 67% of US professionals agree that their managers let them decide where to work, and often they decide to work at home. However, many executives believe that more gets done when everybody's in the office. So if the goal is to get those 2/3 of employees to choose to be on site in the office instead of remote, a glow-up has to happen. Employers who strike a balance between virtual and in-office work can improve their workplace design and enhance space use with help from our architect, interior design, and furniture friends. Working with these professionals is key to successfully managing change within the office layout. Employers can control how their spaces look on the inside, but they depend on building owners to show up and provide a good, desirable product in the first place. And businesses that consider rent more of a marketing expense will pay more to achieve that wow factor that their employees demand to trade their comfy couches and sweatpants for a desk chair and a commute, at least a couple days a week. Things that they're looking for: welcoming updated lobbies and common areas, lots of light and nice views, outdoor work areas and walkability, and upgraded technology servicing the building. Knowing that, owners of Class B and C buildings in underperforming submarkets will need to redevelop or reposition as businesses continue to demand Class A space in order to attract and retain employees. Functionally obsolete office product converted into alternative uses, everything from multifamily to parking lots, will further drive our negative supply curve. And it's already happening. 3 buildings totaling about 86,000 square feet were taken offline at Cunningham Drive in Hampton to make way for redevelopment. The decommissioning of a 60,000 square foot office at 500 East Plume Street in Norfolk is in full swing, and all tenants should be out by the end of April to make way for eventual apartments. And Building 3, a 32,000 square foot office at Pembroke Office Park, was recently demolished, and Building 1, a 64,000 square foot office in the same park, is next on the chopping block. The owners have yet to determine the highest and best use for the parcel, but they already know it will not be more office. As for office investors, those who have cash and don't rely solely on the banks, they're well capitalized, they're risk adverse, they may be able to build their portfolios at a lower cost and with less competition during a potential downturn that we expect later this year. Although we haven't returned to the velocity seen in 2019 because of recent shifts in our economy, Hampton Roads continues to have a stable office market that is primed to experience the great office glow-up and attract high-quality tenants. Thank you for your time today, and I hope we can all connect on LinkedIn.